If you hate us, just thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down, and tell us in the comments
why you hate us.
Tell your friends
why you hate us. We're back!
We're back!
We're back with a new review, with a new drop or not. Today we're looking at Nami no Kite. Also hört uns.
Yo Kite?
So, no Kite?
Yo Kite.
Yo Kite. So just listen to us, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
You beautiful bastard.
So the premise of the show is drunkenly this girl, 26-year-old, is talking in a bar about her personal life and is venting because she just broke up with someone.
Yeah.
And a radio host is listening to her.
Our set is falling apart. I think it was shit the whole time. So
yeah, we have a terrible set. So,
for fuck's sake.
Back to topic.
So
we have this 26-year-old girl who drunkenly tells her breakup story to someone and is venting, and this radio host is listening to her. She doesn't know he is a radio host yet, but he's listening to her, apparently also recording her, and plays the aggravated venting she had on his radio show. She freaks out and confronts him.
Right, and she goes on to live radio.
Right.
Really nails it. He loves it. The viewers or the listeners love it. So he offers her a job.
An interesting setup.
Yeah.
It's not bad. We have very extrovert characters. We have very strong and over-the-top characters, especially with our protagonist. She is hyper. She is full on all the time.
Right, I like that. I mean, it's not like the first time I see something like that. I can't really say where we've seen something similar, but it's something rare.
It's high energy.
Yeah.
The whole show is very high energy. She is talking very fast, which sometimes makes it difficult to follow at times, especially in situations that are difficult to follow because of cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Coherent? They're not coherent. I don't understand them.
I like the uniqueness, like you said. I like the characters. They're especially her, like the main character. She's likable, and she's like misfortunate. So you kind of root for her, and she's not very not a millionaire that goes cop and
solves every crime
right?
with money.
She's just a poor person. And with no luck at all. So you kind of want to follow her. That's fun. I really enjoy that. And the only thing I don't get at the moment, where the show is going, like what's the overall... I mean, okay, she is going to have a radio show. Mm-hmm. But 3 episodes in, she still does not have that. I mean, I'm trying to not spoil here anything too much. But I'm just overall saying, I don't know what the overall... or a goal is.
I also don't know. Not saying that you have to know the ending, but it's difficult to see and predict the ending. It's very open end.
Or what to root for, really.
I mean, if it's a manga, I don't know. We should look it up. How many chapters the manga have? It could have 100. It could have 200. It could have 300 and
or 20.
Or 20. Yes. And it's very open end so far, and is the goal to be very successful? We don't know.
In a way, it feels realistic that way because it's just like normal life, and life happens, and just stuff happens. You don't
always know what is going on.
So this is kind of refreshing, I guess, that it's not like structured, very perfect, and you just know what to expect. It's just like. Every episode is like real life and stuff just happens.
She is also a very relatable character because of that. We see her, she is aimlessly doing her job just to earn some money. She had a big breakup, which probably happened to most people. Yeah, and then she gets lucky and it's like, oh nice, I want to get lucky too.
I feel like we have to talk spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, and I'm sorry if that what I said already spoiled you, we have a little timestamp in the description. Click on that, go right to our conclusion. But now we're talking about spoilers. And so from the premise, I was expecting a different show, way different show. Mm-hmm. Then from watching the trailer, I thought, I get a over-the-top comedy, and I didn't get that either. And watching the first episode, I thought like the first episode, like you probably saw or not, is like split up. You have this where she already has her radio show and already is like reading like letters from listeners and commenting on them, and it's kind of depicted how she's ranting like she's fighting a bear, or she's setting it up in the radio show like she's in the forest and fighting a bear.
Yeah.
And they have the sound effects to sell that to the listeners, and we see it how that's intended to be, and at the same time we see her sitting in a studio. And I thought this is what the show is going to be. We see her in the studio ranting about something, and we have this over-the-top comedy moments for 50%, and the other 50% is how she got there. That's what I was expecting, but they dropped that totally. And
and the first part, I was very confused, like her fighting a bear. I was like, okay, is she maybe a reporter getting lost in the woods? And then, after a couple of minutes, it became clear she is just in her chair in the studio and pretending to be confronted by a bear. And now, while she is confronted with the imaginary bear, she is reading out those letters, those fan letters. And I thought, hey, kind of nice idea to visualize the radio story. To do something the radio could never do. We have seen throughout the anime that she has a very vivid imagination, and all her imaginations play out as a little clip or a cutaway. So maybe it was just supposed to be that she becomes even more
It's kind of disappointing. I mean, like, you could do so much with that. It could have been like an over-the-top comedy with these moments, and then you have this explaining her life and what's going on in her life, and besides that, in another section. It's kind of the same stuff I complained about Kakeshigoto. I'm saying they should do this here, where they have these two different colliding aspects of it, because I think this would work with this pretty good. So I'm kind of disappointed about that and confused, because I thought this is what the show is going to be, and it's not. We just see her get to the point where she's a radio moderator, radio person, radio host, but it's taking so long.
Well, I imagined more comedy, but maybe it's not the type of comedy I enjoy, or maybe it's just wittier if you fully understand what they're saying in Japanese, because they use many puns.
Maybe. I mean, like, I feel like it's not. It's a like more realistic approach. I think the story itself. I mean, like, it's over the top, but it's not. In a way, I could feel that these characters are real. You know, it's not super out of this world.
It's not out of reason, and the depiction of even the radio show is more realistic than you would usually see in the typical anime sense, where everything is overly extreme and different than what it is.
It's really grounded.
I'm actually kind of afraid that it will turn into a romance show, and I wouldn't be too
I don't think
with that.
We would have seen more hints to that in the first 3 episodes if it would turn too much romance. I don't think so.
Maybe. I'm just a bit afraid that it may be.
The only thing I'm kind of wondering, the director is always referencing this comedian that looks like her apparently, or reminds her of this one. I feel like this has some kind of connection. Maybe it's his wife or something that died. And that's kind of the connection there. I don't know, but I could see something like this. This wouldn't change anything. This is not relevant to the story. It's just your wife's dead and that's why. Okay, thanks for this explanation, I guess.
So welcome back to our spoiler-free conclusion.
Right.
Looks totally different here again.
Yeah. I don't even know how I got here.
So, in terms of originality, it's very unique. It's very unique. It's something totally fresh and cool. It's an aspect you won't see. It's usually something that's reserved for sitcoms or a live action show, but I think with the visualizations she has from her imagination, it's a great way to put it into anime and make something great out of it. So, in terms of uniqueness, it's a 9. I
agree. I go with 9 as well. 9. 9!
Nice!
9!
Right, for the story.
Story. Okay, well, let me start. Story. The story. I don't know where the story is going, but I like overall, I like it. I don't know. 8. But I'm not sure, it's a weak 8. 8. A very weak 8.
A very weak 8.
A very weak 8.
Yeah, for me it's a very strong 7. It's a very strong 7. I like the overall story. I can't yet predict where it's going and what will happen.
So, overall, what's the next one?
Animation.
Animation. That's interesting. It has a very unique style.
It has a very unique style.
At first I didn't even, like, just from some still images, I wouldn't even know if it's some weird CG or not. But it's obviously not CG. I like the art style. I would give the art style it fits the style of the show.
Right.
The realism kind of. So I give that, I don't know, I have to, let's say 8. Because it works. The art style is unique and the animation is solid.
It's really great at parts. The fight scene in the beginning, the bear scene was very well animated.
But most of the time they don't need that for this.
They don't need
show.
that, it's still well animated.
Right.
Anyway, I would agree with an 8 as well. It's unique enough. The animations are flowing and are lovely. And the characters look good. They're unique enough from one another to tell them apart. They look realistic enough to make it believable, and it's a very unique art style that I haven't encountered very often, at least. In terms of fun, yeah, it has great moments. It's very dynamic. It's high energetic. So I'd also go with an 8 in this case.
I go with this 7 because the story is interesting, but I think this is where we're different, I guess. If they would have some kind of romantic subplot, I think personally for me this would add to the overall show.
Right.
So I feel like there's something lacking. That's my complaint.
So overall,
it's difficult.
Yeah, this one is difficult. Well, I've said a lot of 8s for this, so
you're a fan of 8s. Is that what you wanted to say?
Wow, low blow, man. It's good. It's well done, and if it doesn't lose track, it has good potential. So for our 3-episode review, it gets an 8 for me.
It gets a 7 from me. If we would go with like a more differentiated number, it would be like 7.8 or something like that. But just for that, it's not high enough for 8. 7. So,
I understand.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching. Please tell us what you liked about the show and.
Or I'm going to. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do.
We like thumbs up, but also don't mind thumbs down.
If you disagree or hate us. If you hate us, just thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down, and tell us in the comments
why you hate us.
Tell your friends
why you hate us.
Yeah, tell your friends. Show them the video and tell them why you hate us so much.
Or why you love us. But
yeah,
we don't care either way as long as you share the video.